I'm sure we'll have some questions for her. So, Rich, if you will come forward for invocation.
Let's bow. Heavenly Father, just thank you for this day and thank you for this club. Lord, just bless us, food to our bodies and our bodies to your service. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Flag salute. Salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Don't sit down. Patty Beth.
She's here. Meetings at Wolf Creek, trade shows, Wolf Creek. I had trouble coming up with something today that fit the program, but I think with Robert Carter's help, where are you, Robert? Okay, come over here, brother. Come over here. Just bring your plate. We'll sing over it because we need. Yeah, it's been blessed, but singing about the creek, the water, get together, camp meetings. Okay, hit it. We're going to sing. Shall we gather? Now, Baptist, sing loud.
Shall we gather at the river where the bright angels will talk,
Where the crystal tide forever. Are you Methodist? Flowing by the throne of God. Come in big here now.
shall we gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather at the river that flows by the throne of God.
Well, that was high contrast to smoking hot wife, right? You'll have to hear about that.
I got nothing. I'm going to leave that one there. Yes, you may be seated after all of that. And it's recorded, so how about that? Our Sergeant at Arms today, let's hold the applause till the end. Clayton Baker.
Well, I'm not really sure how to follow that up, so I'll be brief. It also doesn't help whenever you miss last week's meeting, you get behind it. I had the wrong program today, so I had to quickly come up with some questions. But, so for the guests here, this is the part of the program where, depending on who's up here, they'll ask questions, they'll tell you a story, or just give you some knowledge that you really didn't need, but we'll tell you anyways. But the idea is that for the members, you pull out $1, you donate it, you put it in the bucket, that's what goes to our scholarship funds. So me, as y'all figure out by now, I just like random knowledge. And so generally it's about the program. But like I said, I had the program mixed up today. So you're going to get just random facts of what's happened on this date in history. So, question for any of you, I know many of you out there maybe are some Trekkies, some Star Trek fans. Anybody? Maybe a few, okay. This date, 1966, what famous phrase was first said?
Beat me up, Johnny.
No?
Live long and prosper. No.
Live long and prosper. That's right. That is the one. Now, also, there's a two-part question for this one, okay? So, on this day, Franklin D. Roosevelt gave his first inaugural address and famously said what? The only thing we have to fear is... Now, I don't know about you, but when I read that, the first question that I came to mind was his inaugural address on March 4th. Who here knew that the inaugurations used to be on March 4th and not January 20th? Or not January 20th, not in January. But I kind of gave that one away. When was that changed to January instead of March 4th? Which amendment changed the inauguration date? The 20th. I said January 20th. I meant January. I kind of gave that away, but none of y'all were listening anyway, so it's okay. So, anyways, this is what I get for not being prepared today. But we have a great presentation, so I'll be short anyways. Please get out your dollars and put them in the bucket in front of you, and they'll be collected.
Now there's your big round of applause, Clayton. Our Rotarian today is Rick Miller, and guess what? Rick Miller's in the house. Yay! So, do you want to come speak, or do you want them to give you another round of applause, Rick Miller? How many years, Rotarian?
In July, it'll be 37.
That deserves a round of applause.
Well, you stole what I was going to say. So I was going to say in July, I'll be 37 years here in the Grove Rotary. Now, I feel like a kid, but I guess the years add up. But I've had periods of being very active in Rotary, been in offices, on the board, and all that. I've had periods of moderate activity, and I've had periods of not being very active, which unfortunately has been lately. But I need to get better, but just get busy and all that good stuff. But the point I want to make is how amazed I am at our Rotary Club and all that they've done. So I have been able to see it for all those years, and all the things that we do for service, raise money for our community, volunteer for things. I am totally amazed and very proud to be part of this Rotary. So thank you. You guys have a great day.
So Judy and Suzanne, did you guys get that? He's going to volunteer for a committee. Did you hear that? I heard that. For May 30th, Lobster Fest with Creek Expo. And it's documented. Live auction. Craig Baker wants Rick Miller on his. There you go. Right there. See how we set that up? That was wonderful. Our guests, we want to thank our students of the month, Riley and Ramin, for being here with us. So have them come up, please.
Hi, my name is Ramin Fatima. I'm 17 years old. My family immigrated to the U.S. back in 2016, and I've been at Grove Public School since 8th grade. My favorite thing about high school here has been our drama program. I've been involved for almost 3 years, and just recently we completed all of our preparations for Susan the Musical. So, I mean, if you guys want to come to opening night tomorrow at 7, that would be much appreciated. Me and a small team of people spent all of Sunday painting, so I'd be glad if you were able to see our production and all the value we put into it. I plan on attending the University of Tulsa this fall with my intended major for biochemistry on a pre-dental track, although I also have interest in engineering physics as well, so we'll see where the future takes me. If you guys have any recommendations for a degree that'll make me tons and tons of money, please let me know. But that's all.
My name is Riley Dysler. I'm 18. I'm part of Grove Robotics, Frog Robotics, and I'm also an Eagle Scout, part of the Troop 713. I'm enrolled in Northeast Tech in the electrical program, so I plan on becoming an electrician. I plan on attending 13th year there, and yeah, thank you.
Go see the musical, Susical, and then we'll be able to see him when he comes back with the robotics club. Our guests today, well, let's thank Monty with Mazio's for our wonderful lunch today. Thank you so much. Our new member that is joining us today, she's not new to our Rotary Club, but she is going to be a new member, Judy Barber. Another new member, Dwayne Douglas. Dwayne, it's great to have you here with us today. Not new to Grove, Jeff Lovelady is joining us with Brent Malone. With Casey Kennedy, Jeff Thomas. Jeff, it's great to have you here with us today. With Reed Smith, DK, where are you, sir? Reed is with us, Rotarian. He has brought Josie Ware and Kimberly Clark, so it's great to have you guys here with us. If you have any Rotarian announcements, if you will, please make your way to the stage.
Valley hat today. Darn it. Darn it. Wasn't in my bag. But I did want to make a great announcement. You may have heard this word before, Mecklenburg. It's a foundation out of Columbia, Missouri. And they've been very generous to us over the years for the Grove Rotary Imagination Library. This is the third year that they presented us with $5,000. So thank you to the Mecklenburg Foundation. Over time, it's been $15,000. That's a lot of kids and a lot of books. And I just want to mention what's cool about this foundation is it's a bunch of sisters. And so it's, the trustees are Charlene Lingo, Anna Lingo, Denise Lingo, and Mary Lingo. So anyway, it's a group of women who hold education in high esteem, and we're very thankful to them. So thank you, Mecklenburg Foundation.
On your table, you'll have these cute little tickets right here. If you don't have one on your table, there's some back there by Miss Autumn. And our board members that are in here, please raise your hand. I saw Russell come through, Judy, or not Judy, but Suzanne. They also have, Diane, they also have these tickets too. So Grand Lake Family YMCA has been picked as the recipients on Tuesdays in March. They will give 10% back of your bill. So go eat on Tuesdays in March, take this ticket, it'll go to our annual campaign. Thank you.
Bow your heads. Oh, wrong job. I am the new head of the Education/Scholarship Committee. We've had some changes this year. Some people have fallen off the committee due to their jobs. And so I have the joy of finding 3 new members. So if you will see me after Rotary, if you are interested, let me know. Also, there will be a short meeting for those who are on the committee at that time. Afterwards, we'll be out either in the lobby or over in the library.
I'm Martha Thompson. I am here for the events committee. Don't ever put that you were an event planner in your previous life on your resume. Okay, on March 18th, our social event is March Madness Kickoff. It's at the Drunken Rooster, 5 to 7. Taco bar is provided, cash bar for liquor. They'll have an NCAA bracket, fun games, friends and family are welcome. So lots of space there, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. March Madness.
Good morning, everyone. Book fair at the lower elementary starts Friday, but I could really use a couple more volunteers for Monday and Tuesday. So if you're interested, or if you've done it before, please see me in the back. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this Saturday is the first launch out of Wolf Creek for the fishing. And so we need volunteers. I've spoken with many of you. This is a little bit different this year, only because we have the new Civic Center that's there. It presents a little bit of parking issues. So we'll have to work through it. But we're up for the game. I'm telling you, 5:30 this Saturday. We're going to go to the same place. The golf carts will be exactly where they are. The coffee and the donuts will be exactly where they've always been. Everyone's welcome.
We'll take the parking issue since we have a new facility, so we'll battle that one. Pauline is also at the back with Lindenwood, so if you will see her before you leave, all things Lindenwood. And then on your table, there's a membership March Madness that was sent out from the Rotary District, March 1st through April 30th. We have 8 weeks to add 8 members. We're already on track. I think we've already gained 4, so we're halfway there. And it's a wonderful job by you guys. Very much. We appreciate that very much. So please see these sheets on your tables regarding all things membership. And now, Mary, if you will come forward and introduce our guest, please.
Sure. As Serena mentioned, our guest today is Dana Abel. I know many of you know her. Her family is local in the area. She was born in Welch, and her parents still live there, and she has a brother in the area, and also in Fairland. And so she's local. She went away for a while after she got her BS in marketing from Oklahoma State. Woo! She was an area vice president for Verizon. And then she came back to the Grand Lake area in 2014. And now she is the new director of the Wolf Creek Expo Center, where we'll be holding Lobster Fest, as you all know. So it's very timely and very interesting today that she's going to tell us about the center. I was there for a Home and Garden show, and it's amazing. It is a beautiful, beautiful facility. And she's going to tell us about it and also what it could look like for us for Lobster Fest, because I know a lot of you are wondering about that. So please help me welcome Dana Abel.
First off, thank you for having me today. This is a nice big group. I see a lot of friendly faces and some people that I guess I need to meet. So hopefully we'll get to put names and faces with everybody in here. So it's a really exciting time for the City of Grove and for the Wolf Creek Expo. We opened our doors February 12th. Our first event started at 4, and I think we got construction out at 3:30 that day. So nothing like, pins and needles trying to get everything done and make sure everything was set up the way it should be. So I'm going to tell you guys, or tell you a little secret that's going to start March 9th. So if you look at the picture up here, see those two green grassy areas? The one on the right, over here, we're going to be putting in some ADA parking. So I know that was a big issue with the last 2 shows that we had. So starting March 9th, you're going to see some construction out there, and that's going to start immediately so that we're ready for the next few shows. All right, let's see if I can make this work. So I put a little agenda up there. I think you see some friendly faces that were at the Home and Garden show. And we like to see smiling faces. That's what we want to see when people are out at Wolf Creek. Just a quick introduction about what Wolf Creek is and why it's there. So City of Grove, Crossland Construction, and Bank of Grand Lake all worked together to put together a plan that we could work with to make sure that we had an expo center that everybody gets to enjoy. So we broke ground in July, and we opened the doors February 12th. I don't know about anybody else, but that's a pretty quick construction job for that size of a building. So, talk about size of the building. The size of the building is, it's 47,000 square feet of event space. Okay, so from one end of the building to the other, and I've got a couple of pictures out there. The bottom picture is about half of the facility. Then we've got a 6,200 square foot patio, which is the top picture. And then it's got about 900 square feet of what we call the food prep area. And that breaks down into concessions and catering. We're gonna virtually take a walk through the facility today. I know some of you have been there, but maybe haven't seen everything. So we're just gonna kind of walk through it and make sure that you can see what's going on. One of the items that I forgot to add, which is a new addition, is we'll be putting in an ATM. It should go in mid-March, so that's a big help if you're out there for a fishing tournament or Home and Garden show or whatever. You want to make sure that you've got money. And I told them when I first got there, I said there's 3 things that people need when they go to a show. They need money. First thing they do is they go find the bathroom. I don't know why, but that's always the very first thing they do. Second thing is, do I have cash? And the third thing is where do I get food and beverage? So if I can do those 3 things, then we've been successful in what we need to do so that everybody's ready to roll. All right. So more happy faces. These are also pictures from the Home and Garden show, and the fishing tournament. So 2 very successful events. We've only had 2. We have our 3rd one this week with 2 hip chicks. Starts Saturday, 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Should be a good event, and we'll see what we can do. All right, so we're just going to jump right in here. What can we do at Wolf Creek? We can do meetings, we can do dinners, we can do fundraisers. Now, how can we do that? So we've got round tables that we can do dinners on. You can see the picture up in the top left. Basically, linenless tables. You don't have to have linen on them. They're nice, they're beautiful, they work perfectly. We've got padded chairs. I've got 300 brand new black padded chairs that are really comfortable. We've got rectangular tables for exhibits. We've got bistro tables. We've got portable bars, which we'll be using for Lobster Fest down on that beautiful patio that we have there. So we've got what we need to make it work. And that's a big thank you to the city, because that's a big expense that you don't really think about. We've got $300,000 worth of expenses that weren't really planned for, but we were able to accommodate that and make sure we have what we need so that the event space works perfectly. Trade shows and exhibits. How many of you were at the Home and Garden Show? Raise your hand. All right, there's a bunch of you. So it's set up, it worked. We had people that were in early, came out late. I know we had a lot of construction that had to go into place to get things set up. And I think everybody had a good time. Anybody not have a good time? Thank you, Shuri. We needed that today. All right. So again, pipe and drape. Pipe and drape is expensive, very expensive. So we have enough that we can do 208 10 by 10 booths. So that's kind of what the layout looks like if you wanted to do 208 booths. Personally, I don't want to do 208 booths. That's a lot of work, but we do, and we can make it work. And I would love to be able to max out a show like that. We did, I think, about 140 different 10 by 10 spaces for the Home and Garden Show. So we've still got a lot of room if we wanted to put things together and make it go together. All right, Wolfie's Den. Wolfie is kind of our mascot. Jeff came up with some designs that we use. So over in the top corner, you'll see Wolfie. Wolfie is something that as we move down the path and we want to have, at Toes in the Grand, we need something for the kids. We can hopefully get Wolfie in an outfit and have him running around and hanging out with the kids and driving more activity. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, all kinds of things from a retail perspective. I guess I didn't do that. You did that. Okay. All right. I thought I had some magical powers that I didn't know about. So Whoopi's is our concession area. So in our concession area, you can see we've got all the basics. We've got popcorn, pretzels, hot dogs. Last night, I spent the evening till about 7 o'clock putting together every kind of candy that I didn't know that we needed. So this is our first time this Saturday at running the concession stand. And we will be taking over control of the concession stands moving forward, just because we want to make sure that the experience is there for whoever is there, and that they have a wide variety of services and food that they can get their hands on. I also didn't know that there were, what did we count, 4 or 5 different types of Starbucks energy drinks that showed up yesterday. But if you need a double shot of anything from Starbucks, I'm your girl. Just show up. I got it in the freezer, and I can sell you one pretty quickly. So just call me and let me know you're coming, and I'll meet you at the door. All right, so that's Wolfie's Den. Now behind Wolfie's Den is the real secret, where the secret sauce comes in. So we have a concession, or a food prep or catering area. So this area, pictures don't do it justice, I'll just tell you that. But it's got 2 very big commercial refrigerators, one on each side. They're about 54 inches each. It's got 4 warmers. Thank you, Jason. Jason helped me kind of figure out what we needed to put in so that we could make sure that when we had an event, we had warmers that the caterers could bring their food in, keep everything warm, they could plate it up, and they could put it out for service. 3 commercial microwaves. We've got some big vats that you can keep soups and things like that warm. We've got some smaller induction burners that you can do butter for Lobster Fest. You can do any of the sauces that you need. You can do them right there on the spot and make sure they're ready to go. Then we've got 2 ice machines that'll service about 2,000 people. So ice is always a big issue out there, and we're going to make sure that we have plenty to go around. So we've got food, we've got bathrooms, we've got stuff that people are looking for. Now, who's been calling? Who's been reaching out? What kind of events are trying to come our way? So these are just a few of the things that in the past 2 weeks have hit my desk. So I've had one of the local churches reach out for 3 events. One of them has about 1,000 people, another one has 300 people, the last one was 100. Some of them are weekdays, some of them are weekends, so we just kind of have provided them a quote so that they have an opportunity to come use our facility. Had a wedding call me day before yesterday. They were out of Kansas. I'm not sure how they heard about us, but I'm like, come on down, let's take a look. Boat show. We're working on putting a boat show on ourselves. We've got a tentative date that we're working on. It'll be into July, 1st of August. We've talked to 5 different boat dealers, and all 5 of them are in so far, so that's the good news. Scrapbooking, you guys have probably heard me talk about this. I've got 400 scrapbooking women. It was 300. They've added another additional 100 seats. These women come in and they scrapbook from 9 in the morning until midnight, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They are dedicated. They need lots of food, lots of beverage, and we're going to provide it to them so that they are happy and healthy, because they've already booked for 2027. And they want to book 2 more events on top of that. So I'll take 300. Because here's what we need to think about that. Those 400 women are not from Grove. So they get here on Wednesday. We're working with the chamber to put together a shopping trail so that they can shop, hit all of our retail stops. They're going to hit the casino after they've had dinner somewhere in Grove, and Cherokee Casino is going to give them some reward play so that they have something to do Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning they start scrapbooking. So I've already talked to a number of the hoteliers that you will see listed on the paper that I put on your tables. If you didn't get one and you need one, let me know. But on the back there are the hoteliers that are part of the CTB. So the CTB receives a payment from those hotels because those hotels charge an extra 5% to the people that come to their hotels. So let me say that again. They don't charge, the CTB gets 5% of a tax that is placed on the people who come to our hotels. So it's not if you're sitting in this room, you're not taxed on that. It's just if you stay at one of the hotels or you bring somebody to a hotel, the hoteliers charge that person, that comes back to us as a tax. Okay? I just want to make that really clear because that's important. Without that, we don't have the ability to do a lot of the things that we do. So I just want to mention that. But also on the back of that piece of paper are a lot of the upcoming events that we had as of about a month ago. So we'll be updating that, and we'll continue to update that as we go forward. All right, so bull riding. I've had a guy in my office 3 times this week, and today's Wednesday. He wants to put on a bull riding in February of next year. He has big ideas. Big ideas. I'm just trying to figure out how those bulls are going to like that building, but hey, I don't care as long as They do what they need to do, and they don't get it too dirty. Private dinners. We're working with the Sailing Club. They're going to be doing a private dinner out there for their awards banquets. So the cool thing about the facility is it's 47,000 square feet. It doesn't have to be 47,000 square feet. I can make it smaller. I can't make it any bigger, nor do I want to right now. But I can make it smaller. So I mentioned the pipe and drape and the things that we can put up. I can make that building smaller. We can work with it and make it really nice for what events you're planning on having. Same thing with Lobster Fest. Lobster Fest is not going to need the whole facility. So we're going to put some pipe and drape up, make it pretty, make sure that you don't feel like you're in just this huge monstrous building, but it's more quaint and more appropriate for what you guys are going to be doing. We're also going to be looking at a farm show, so anybody that's a farmer, I'm not, so I might need a little help getting that one pulled together, but that's one of the things that we're looking at doing here shortly. So I just wanted to put in a couple of pictures. These are all from the Home and Garden Show. But what these pictures represent are what this facility is built for. Okay? This facility is built for making sure that our economy is growing. It's making sure that we have a place where we can bring people from the outside in so that they shop, they eat, they drink, they sleep in our community. But it's also made for our community so that your businesses continue to grow. You have the opportunity to showcase what you have. So as we're putting together different events, and I'm gonna have an ask here in a minute, just ask that you guys keep us in mind. Keep any new ideas or someplace you go and you see and you say, oh, that was a cool idea. I bet we could do that at, call me. I'm pretty easy to find. Or show up at the building because I'm normally there. But I'm open to suggestions. We've got to build this facility up because if we don't use it and we can't pay for it, then it goes bye-bye. And none of us want to see that happen. So we need to make it successful. I need everybody in this room's help to make that successful. I need positive feedback. I need positive in the community that this is a building that is built for exactly what we needed to do. And here is the feedback that I'm getting. I don't know how many times in the first 2 shows I've had people walk by, because we had a booth right as people were walking out the door. And what they were saying is, I can't believe we're in Grove, Oklahoma. This building is something like you would see in the big city. And I've heard that time and time and time again. Grove is growing. Grove is getting bigger. The economy is growing. We're trying to help grow the businesses. This is something that we can use to help do that. So in a quick summary, 26 is going to be a good year. 27 is going to be a great year. And 28 is going to be an outstanding year. And why do I say that? A lot of events booked 2 years out or a year out. So we're just people are just starting to know who we are. So when they figure out who we are, they're wanting to come here. If they've been here before, they definitely want to come here. And we're making a lot of calls to get new businesses here so that we can get the gun and knife show that everybody wants. And we can get the dog show. I don't know about dog show, but everybody keeps bringing that one up. So we'll see how that one goes. But just want to give a huge shout out to the City of Grove. I'm a new member there, so they have been very welcoming and very, very good to work for. So I want to say thank you to that. Crossland Construction and Bank of Grand Lake for the partnerships that allow us to have the facility that we have. Because if we didn't have that facility, we'd still be trying to figure out how to do Lobster Fest in a smaller facility. But everything here that we're doing is to help drive the economy of Grove, get people to your businesses, and hopefully allow some additional growth in Grove and in your personal life. So, last slide. Just a quick thank you and a little plug that says book your event soon. If you don't get it booked, you might not get your dates. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them at this time. Yes, sir.
Does this facility have a sound system in it, or do people have to bring their own sound systems?
So a couple of different things. We just got a bid for a sound system on Monday. And so we are working with Miss Barber on to help write a grant to T-Mobile. It won't pay for the whole thing, but it'll give us a start. So we do recognize that a good sound system, you were there at the last show, and we had the sound system in. We brought that in, we rented that, so that we could have a good sound system that played music. We played the radio part of the time, Howie was on. We had all kinds of people in and out on that sound system. So we made some additions to the one that we had there this last week and got a quote. We know we have to go out to bid, but we needed to know baseline what we needed to have. So that was the whole reason to bring that sound system in for the last 2 weeks, was just figure out what we needed, make sure it gave us what we wanted, and then adjust accordingly to add to what we needed. The guy said we needed some boom, boom, boom. I didn't know we needed boom, 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 but I guess we do. So we're going to have some boom, boom, boom that goes on during the bull riding and the UFC fighting and those kind of things. Yes, sir.
Are you planning to sell the naming rights to the thing? Like the Robert Carter, Wolf Creek Center, or anything like that?
You offer me a bunch of money, I bet I could come up with some naming rights, but it's not going to be cheap.
Do you have an office anywhere, or do you just work from your car?
Well, I have an office at City Hall, and I've set up a little temporary office at Wolf Creek. So if you need to find me, my car's normally parked at the back, and you can find me by going back there and seeing Totally Able in the parking lot, calling me, and I'll come let you in. But I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm at the facility. Yes, sir.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
It's funny how Jack and I always have financial questions. Here's my question. Tell us a little bit about how this thing, like, what rents do you charge? I assume we spent a ton of money on this thing. How's it going to cash flow? I assume probably not cash flow positive, but tell us a little bit about that, please.
So the facility, basically what I do is I put a package together for whoever's coming in. What I've done for Lobster Fest and Dexan and Taste of Grand is I've built a package that basically is for nonprofits. So you guys got a really good deal. If you want to rent the facility, it's $2,500 a day. If you want tables and chairs, that's an additional expense. Y'all aren't paying any of that. You're paying $2,500 plus $500 for the food prep area, and that's basically to get it cleaned. I didn't charge you for your tables and chairs. If you want sound system, you want drapes from the ceiling, all of that is additional. We can make all that happen. But what basically we put together is we put together a package that gives you the food prep area, the building, the patio, tables, chairs, bars, all of the component pieces that you need to have a successful Lobster Fest. We do have a small sound system that we can use right now. We're adding on to it so we have something to use because our new budget does not start until July. So I don't have any money right now to go out and spend $155,000 on a sound system, which is what it's going to cost. So if anybody wants to pony up $155,000, I'll take it right now.
Do you charge extra cleaning for like a bull riding, for example?
Yes. Yeah. Cool thing is we did hire a cleaning company. Our cleaning rate was from this company. They do the school. They do a fantastic job. They've got all of the equipment that they need to make it in and out and make it a clean facility quickly. So we've got a really good rate on that. But for a bull riding, oh yeah, they're going to pay. They're going to pay. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any plan or possible opportunity for local businesses to advertise on some kind of a jumbo screen or something to where local hotels, restaurants, businesses could be visible within the facility or outside the facility?
Well, outside the facility, if I really had my wishes, and again, it's gonna cost. So, guys, we've been open since February 12th, okay? I want you guys to take that into consideration. Today is March 4th, right? So, yes, I want everything. I want a big marquee out on the road that's got bright lights and tells what's coming, and then you can pay me to advertise on it. I want all of that. I don't have that money yet. Yeah, it's on my wish list. So the answer is, when I get to that point on my wish list, I have to have a sound system first. I have a couple things that I gotta get first, and then I get the big sign out front. I will tell you that I talked to ODOT this morning. They're gonna put another one of those blue signs up that says Wolf Creek Expo, or Wolf Creek Park, and then there will be a sign that says Expo and Boat Launch, so that it will start directing people there. They're running a little behind, so he told me that I would have it the next week or so, along with a invoice to pay to get it done. So, Sherry.
Not particularly a question, but I had the privilege of meeting Brent and Dana out at the Expo when they were doing the finishing touches. I don't know how she's done it all. A million things were going on. That thing is huge. It's beautiful. I can't believe she's still standing. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry.
Dana, are you working with the city and like Mark Morris and others to figure out how we get traffic in and out of there on big events? Are we allowed to block off the road or anything like that?
That is a question that depends. It's going to have to be, let me put it this way, it's going to have to be an event by event type thing. And we get with Jerry and Mark and sit down and figure out, like the big fishing tournaments, Jerry goes out, blocks off a certain part of the road so that traffic can't go, so that we can force the flow of traffic around for the fishing tournaments. Because let me tell you, if you get in the middle of that and you're going in the wrong direction, it's not pretty. I was on a golf cart out there thinking I was going the right direction and I was going the wrong way, and it was not nice. So it's going to have to depend on what the event is. And I know that for Lobster Fest, there's a lot of concern about flow of traffic and getting people in and out. So that'll be a conversation that we'll have to have and figure out how we're going to do that. There's a lot of conversation about traffic in general. I know I've done multiple interviews in the last few weeks, and that seems to be the #1 question that everybody has, and that's not a question for me. That's a question for ODOT. So we just need to get ODOT on board and figure out what we need to do with the traffic there. So, yes?
I know that this was before your time, but our Rotary Club was very instrumental in purchasing what was the old Walmart, our former Civic Center. Maybe you could catch us up to speed, or someone could help you on how that transition from the buying of that to the selling of that to the retail space to the hopefully application of funds and the transition to the new facility.
Yeah, I don't have any information on that right now. You know, all I can tell you is, you know, this kind of goes back to what the facility looks like. So I'm going to give you some numbers just for you to noodle, okay? Because I've heard a lot of, well, it should be free. I get 1,000 calls a day telling me that it should be free. It's not free. It's not going to be free. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Y'all can get mad at me, but it's not free, okay? We owe $300,000 a year on this facility through the year 2065. That is for the mortgage, okay? So you heard me say we're renting it for $2,500. How many $2,500 does it have to go into to get to $300,000? It's a lot. That doesn't include HVAC, okay? Your heating and your air conditioning and your lighting is going to be between $8,000 and $10,000 a month. So just $2,500, think about that. But people aren't willing to pay more than the $2,500, so we gotta balance it. So that means that gotta rent it like almost every day to be able to get to where we need to be. The facility is being paid for by the use and subsidized by the tax dollars that we bring through the door, okay? If we don't bring money in, then we're in trouble. And it's not fair to have the citizens pay for it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, okay? But those are the numbers that everybody needs to think about when they say it needs to be free. Because it can't be. It just can't be. So we've got a beautiful facility. It's really pretty state-of-the-art for where we are. People love it. They're already rebooking, so hallelujah. You know, we've had 2 events, 2 rebooks. That's good news. 100% right there. All right, good. But we've got to really think about when we say something about it needs to be free, it can't be. It just can't.
I have a couple of questions, but first of all, I'd like to offer to sponsor you for one of our Lobster Fest Rotary grants for your sound system.
Thank you.
We do city lights and all kinds of things for this club. The outdoor cooking area, I assume that's adjacent to the kitchen? Do you have an outdoor cooking area?
I don't have an outdoor cooking area, but we're going to...
I'm the lobster cooking.
You're the lobster dude?
Yeah, so I need to know where we're
Okay, I have a door that goes right out. You're going to be right there on the patio. We're going to put a tent up. You guys are going to cook. And you're going to have, and this is one of the reasons that we're going with the numbers we're going with. You're going to be cooking lobster. Mary's going to be cooking steak or pork chop or something. We all have to get along in that 900 square foot food prep area.
That's a lot bigger than we've had before.
I know, but we all got to get along. So we're going to start with the numbers we've got. We're going to figure out how to work together, and then we'll move forward with additional figures.
So I assume that now that we have this facility that a lot of these fishing tournaments can have their weigh-in events here now, instead of having to go back to Tulsa?
Yes and no. So you're probably, what is it,
The classic. The classic.
The classic. So the classic, we're about this big. Classic needs this big. They need 300,000 square feet. I'm 47,000 square feet. So I can't, we'll never be big enough to do that. But I did meet with the Big Bass people on Sunday morning. They're gonna rent the facility, yes, to do their award ceremony and have some vendors set up. We're talking with Bass Cat and Bassmaster. They're also going to be using the facility. So we're taking the opportunity to extend that because we are going to have some parking challenges. I can't believe I'm saying that already, but we're going to. So we're going to take the opportunity while there's a lot of people here to get them to spend every dollar I can drag out of their pocket. Next.
Dana, first of all, thank you for all you're doing. You're doing a great job. Appreciate it. Jim Carberry's recommended we have a car show, and we are working on that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, 2 questions for you.
Oh, there you go.
One is, I know that you referenced that you could do partial spaces. Do you have adjustments to the rental rate associated with that?
I do.
Good. But now, for the really easy question, and it's because of Lobster Fest. You talked about the food prep area. I wanted you to say that you've got a couple of big commercial sinks with running water there.
I've got 3 sinks in the kitchen. I've got 2 hand sinks and 1 3-sink option that's there. It is, the food prep area is just that. It is a food prep area. It is not a kitchen. There is not a stove. There is not a fryer. There's none of that. But it's functional.
Yeah, that's good. We can do it for that.
Okay. Anybody else? Right here.
Judy Mack, hold on.
Do you have an assistant, or is it just you running this place?
No, we have a team. So Jeff and Brent and I have been running like crazy, but our buildings and grounds crew, so we have 105 city employees. And Darren has told me that whatever I need, we can put together. So right now, our buildings and grounds team, when I call and say, hey, I need, they have been fantastic being able to drop what they're doing and come help me. Like when we were getting those huge refrigerators delivered, we needed a forklift or we needed some piece of equipment and they ran it out there and we were able to get it off and into the right location. So it has been a huge team effort, and I can't say enough about the team at the city and how they work well together. I've never worked at a place where I've had that much teamwork before, so it's really fantastic.
Let's give Dana a big round of applause, please. We're very fortunate to live in this wonderful community, to have people that will take the opportunity to fill those questions. It's like she was drinking from a fire hose, no pun intended, so she did a great job on that. I want to thank everyone for attending today and listening to Dana's speech. Next week's program is Janet Mendez and Rick Littlefield at the Community Health of Oklahoma. I want to thank all of our guests that were here today. Welcome our new members that are here today. If you will stand with us. Mommy, thank you so much for taking care of us today. Great round of applause for Mommy. Chairs and tables, we're picking up the blue chairs and putting out 7 metal. So, now, of the things that we think say or do, is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And is it fun?